Hello everyone, I'm Jack of all trades, and today we'll have a look at the price fluctuations of the last 4 months. We'll have a look at the Magnificent 7, the different sectors, and the global trends from January until April 2024. So let's start the slideshow and we'll have a look. So what are we going to look at? We're going to look at the Magnificent 7, how the prices of them developed, the different sectors, 11 sectors of the stock market, how the price of those sectors developed, and we'll look at different countries, so the global trends. And we'll finish up by sharing what we should do with this information. But before we start, it's good to know I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I say is my personal opinion. So before you buy or sell a stock, please do your own research. And while we're at it, it's good to know that I'm a new YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow. So if you appreciate the video, please give me a subscribe, a like, a comment. That would be much appreciated. Thank you. So what did I do? Well, I looked at the price development by first of all looking at the price at the 31st of December 2023. Then I looked up the price on Monday the 8th of January 2024. And then I looked at every Monday following that until the end of April. And I finished the data by looking at the price on Friday the 26th of April 2024. And what I did when I had that data is that I made the 31st of December 2023 the benchmark and compared the price development in the following weeks to that benchmark. So the 31st of December was 100%, and if the price of the company went up with 10%, then it would be reflected by showing 110%. I used all this data and put it into Flourish Studio to make it look nice and to see the development over several weeks. I'm not sponsored by them and I'm using them for free, so if you like them, have a look. Thanks. So first of all, the Magnificent 7. They are the 7 biggest companies on the stock market. Even though Tesla has gone down and is not in the top 7 anymore, it's nice to have a look at this as a group because they were a hot topic in the last couple of years. The first company is Apple, the other one is Amazon, Alphabet, which is known for Google, Microsoft, Tesla, Meta, which is known for Facebook, and Nvidia. And to make a nice comparison, I added the S&P 500 as well to see how the benchmark of the whole market is. So let's have a look at the development of the prices. And if I press play, you can see how it develops. On the bottom, you see the different dates. And if you look at the screen, you will see that Nvidia is already directly going up quite a lot to 115%. While Tesla is going down, it's now below 90%. So within a short period, you see Tesla is going down a lot and Nvidia is increasing. Meta is also going up a lot. I recall that in this period, both Nvidia and Meta had good earnings. And as you can see, they're rising a lot right now. Personally, I own both Amazon and Microsoft, and you see that they are going up a little bit more slowly, but steadily. You can see Tesla is still on the bottom, now hovering between 75 and 80%, and it's not doing so well. Apple has also not been making a big increase. If you look at the top, you see that Nvidia is the clear winner right now. They're already at 177%, which is very quick a rise for only 2 months that we have seen right now. Meta has also been doing well. It's 144, and still Microsoft and Amazon are doing pretty okay, going up steadily. You can see that the benchmark, the S&P 500, is around 10% right now. Both Tesla and Apple are doing worse, while the others are slightly above it. You look at the further development, you see that Tesla is going down even more. It's a period where the whole market is going down from 110 to 106%. And afterwards, Nvidia is making up for the loss that they initially had in the last couple of days. And now the video restarted. So let's have a look at the slideshow again. So what did we see? We saw that Nvidia was doing really well. It was about 170% when the period ended, while Tesla was not doing so well. It was going below 80, even below 70%, which is not so great. We saw that the overall market, the SPY, increased, and that especially Amazon and Microsoft were going up steadily, which was nice to see. Let's have a look at the next slide. Here you will see the 11 different sectors of the market. Every company on the stock market belongs to one of these sectors, And it's nice to compare them to see which sectors have been doing well, which sectors have not been doing well. So I will show you another data overview from Flourish.studio, and we can see how the sectors develop. I'll press start. Because all the sectors entail quite a lot of stocks, it's a little bit less volatile than the stocks we saw before of the Magnificent Seven. You can see that energy and utilities are not doing so well, while technology is going up quite a lot, together with communication services. The Magnificent Seven are especially present in those two categories. You can see real estate is also not doing so well. It's now at 93%, so it went down 7% compared to the beginning of the year. We know that during the first quarter, the energy prices have been going up. You saw energy was down, but now it's above 100%, so it went up. It's going down a little bit, but we can see later that it will be increasing quite a lot. And if I recall correctly, it will end up on top, so it's good to especially watch the rise of energy companies. You can see real estate is on the bottom, and it will actually stay there. It's at 95%, but it will go down quite a bit more. Well, technology has had its run. It was on top before, but now it's steady, a bit more similar to industrials and financials. Now it's back to 110%. While energy made it to the top, it will not leave that spot again. Real estate is around 90% now, so it's not been doing well. Consumer discretionary is also below. All the others are above, and especially energy has done well. So that finished this part. Let's go back to the slides. So we saw a lot of different sectors and how they moved. We saw that some are a bit more volatile than others, especially energy was interesting. It was on the bottom, but it ended up on top. And technology directly took the top spot in the beginning of the quarter, but it slowly went down a little bit and ended just on the top side of the charts. And real estate was not doing well. It ended about 90% lower than the initial price of January, so they have not been doing well. Let's have a look at the last part. That's the global trends. We'll look at different countries and Europe, which is of course not a country. We'll look at the following: the USA, China, Europe, Japan, India, Canada, and part of Europe, France, Germany, the Netherlands, and the UK. So I use the ETF that you see behind it. They're all accumulative, and the ticker that I use for that is on the most right side. So if you're interested to see the development of them, check them out individually. I'll go back to Flourish Studio, and here you can see the development of the countries. I'll press play, and we can have a look. You can see directly that China is going down. It started at 100%, just like the others, but is now at 97%. And you can see Japan and India taking the lead. The USA is also slightly going up, while the others are at or just below 100%. Especially China is underperforming. It's at 93%, while India and Japan are still on top. Currently, you see the rise of the Netherlands. I'm from the Netherlands myself, and the stock market of the Netherlands is relatively small. And it's heavily focused on chips because of ASML, ASM, and BASI. So it's no wonder that if the chip market is doing well, that the Netherlands will have a big outperformance compared to the rest of the world. You can see the USA, Japan, and India slowly going up. They're the bigger economies as well, so that's interesting to see. China has been going up from almost 90% now to 105%, which shows how volatile the Chinese stock market is compared to the others. Europe is hovering in the middle, which makes a lot of sense. It's a big economy, and therefore it's logical that they are sort of in the middle. The United States is actually doing really well. They're 110%, and they're the biggest economy in this list. And the Netherlands is ending up on top because of what I mentioned earlier: small market, heavy focus on chips. China, I think, is ending up on the bottom, but every country has increased and is doing better than the beginning of the year. Let's get back to the slides. So we saw different developments. We saw that the USA was actually doing really well. We saw that China stayed behind and eventually did make a small profit, but not as much as the rest of the world. And that the Netherlands, the country that I'm from, ended up on top because they're relatively small and heavily focused on chips, which did well. So what are we going to do with this information? Well, all the prices that you saw, they are short-term focus. So you can see how they developed, and it could lead to you finding a good deal, but it's good to know that it's just short-term. We sell sectors and global trends, and because we looked at that, it might help you find some trends in general that you can follow the wave on, which is good to use in your advantage. But it's good to remember investing is focused on the long term. So short-term trading strategies will capture the headlines, but the big picture is what truly matters for investors to seek sustainable growth. So by understanding the historical context of these price movements, you can make informed decisions by either identifying the trends, as I mentioned earlier. You can use this information to try to rebalance your allocations. If something goes up a lot, it might be smart to sell a little bit to keep the balance in your portfolio. And it will also help you to stay the course during market fluctuations. If you know and feel and see how the market prices can fluctuate, it might make you a bit more resistant towards the temptations that it can give you. It might help you to keep a focus on the long term and not be affected so much by the prices going up and down. It is interesting though to see, and that's why I shared it with you. But it's good to remember that investing is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So keep your focus on the long term. And if prices go down of a stock that you appreciate a lot, then this might be a good opportunity to buy them. But focus on the long term. Don't just buy it because it's going down. Well, I hope this video was useful to you. If you got something out of it, then please leave a like, leave a comment. But I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel. You will stay updated with upcoming videos and it will help me grow my channel. So if you could do that, please. Thank you. Well, thanks for watching and I hope to see you next time.